Okay, over to you, Romana.
Today's research presentation is by Shivani and Samiksha. They will be presenting on fifth generation of light, development of evidence-based circadian lighting. Over to you, team.
Right. Thank you for that, Romana. Good morning, everybody. So today we'll be presenting on the fifth generation of lighting technology, which focuses on the evidence-based circadian lighting. So before we start understanding what is this fifth generation of light, I would like to first focus on understanding what are exactly circadian rhythms. So I think all of you might have heard this word somewhere or the other. This is basically a concept which explains how our bodies operate on a 24-hour internal clock, which kind of regulates various physiological processes such as the sleep wake cycles, our hormone production, and even cognitive function for that matter. And light here is the primary external cue that synchronizes basically our internal clock with our external environment. There have been now numerous studies that have demonstrated the effects of light exposure on our circadian rhythms. A lot of research has indicated that exposure to specific wavelengths and intensities of light at particular times of the day can modulate our biological clock and influence our sleep quality, even mood for that matter, the level of alertness that we feel during the day, and overall health as well. Some of the key findings, which have particularly been very important in these research studies, have been the impact of blue light. So, blue light, particularly because in the morning there's a hormone which is known as melatonin, it is suppressed, which helps us in being more alert and helps us with our cognitive performance as well. However, excessive exposure to blue light in the evening can disrupt sleep patterns and then contribute to circadian rhythm disorders. So, that was very significant. The second key research finding was that of timing of light exposure. So, light exposure in the morning helps synchronize the circadian clock so that it can lead to improved mood and cognitive function throughout the day. However, exposure to dim, warm colored light in the evening promotes relaxation and prepares the body for sleep because that's how we are attuned to be and live, right? So, that was another key finding. And lastly, there's individual variability, which is also essential to recognize because different individuals may respond differently to light exposure based on factors such as their age, genetics, and even lifestyle for that matter. So, personalized lighting solutions tailored to individual circadian preferences can optimize the benefits of light therapy that we are going to focus on today's discussion. Over to you, Shivani.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. So I'll be starting to talk about fifth generation of light. So what is this fifth generation of light? So basically, it is the availability of electric lights that promote health and well-being by automatically mimicking the natural cycle of light. They switch between the blue-rich daytime light and the zero blue light at night without requiring large changes in the brightness or the CCT patterns. This light provides an effective dose of sky blue light throughout the day and a safe, non-disruptive level of blue light at night. They supply the blue doses required for a good health while providing the increased quality whole light day and night we need to live by. Change the slide, please. A little into the history of the fifth generation light. So this started with the first generation of light. So our first 10,000 years, 10,000 generations of human existence, our ancestors were bathed in the blue rich daylight and slept in the dark at night. So basically this alteration between the bright blue rich daylight and absence of blue light at night is the key signal that keeps the 24-hour rhythmic processes of our bodies called circadian rhythms in harmony with the natural world. Moving forward came the second generation of light. Around 250,000 years ago, humans gained control of fire. So basically, firewoods were they came into existence, which freed the humans from the tyranny of the night without disrupting our circadian rhythms. Although the use of fires kind of coated all the interiors with soot. Moving forward came the third generation of light. So in 1882 in New York, there was a scientist known as Thomas Edison who introduced the incandescent light bulb, which was followed by other 10-volt blue electric light sources. So these new lights enabled us to conquer the night. We could actually get light at night without the existence of only natural light, but they were insufficient in the use of energy. Then came our fourth generation of light. In 2014, it was the widespread of the 450 nanometer Royal bulb, which was also known as the LEDs, which provided a 20-fold increase in the lumens of light produced per watt of electricity. Recently, about 248 leading circadian scientists called for blue pump LED lights to like carry a warning label and it which were in turn to be harmful when used at night as it increased the risk of sleep disorders, obesity, diabetes and heart diseases. Next slide. So now we talk about why is it important to control the sky blue light wavelengths. What happens is out of the rainbow colors of a natural light spectrum, a very narrow band of sky blue light provides the key signal to our circadian clocks that it's day or night. So this sky blue light synchronizes and strengthens our circadian rhythms. The sunset's exposure to the same disrupts our circadian clocks and it gives false signals that it's daytime or it's night. To save the planet health, the US Department of Energy promotes the use of LED lighting. In 2013, as it said, LED comprised of only 1% of the lighting sales, which rose to about 70% in 2024. So this low blue light, that is halogen bulbs are banned and royal blue pump LED is being used as of today. Next slide. So there was a research that was carried on this circadian light, uh, which showed that there was a substantial benefits to use the blue depleted circadian lights during night as opposed to the conventional blue enriched LED lights. To start with is the total overall melatonin production. It was researched upon that it increased under these lights. However, it can be concluded that the lights enhance multiple benefits of nocturnal melatonin in suppressing your cancer cells with the use of these lights. Also, there was a glucose intolerance and insulin resistance, which was prevented with using of these lights. Blue depleted circadian light reduced appetite, hence reducing snacking at night, hence reducing your obesity issues. There was also circadian disruption. This was prevented as it was reversed as the same at the same illumination intensity. Last would be the vigilance performance, which was increased by these lights. An increased performance without causing all other undesirable effects of blue enriched LED lights. Over to you, Samiksha.
Right. Thank you so much. So, there was this study which was conducted by Martin Moore and colleagues, which was a 1 year follow up study comparing the previous conventional fluorescent or blue pump LED lighting, which was just explained by Shivani, with the new age circadian day and night lighting systems. And these were done in the Fortune 500 companies. So, these included Amazon offices, Microsoft offices, and so on. And there are a lot of key research findings that were demonstrated here. So, the first being that it improves sleep duration and quality before and after night shifts and people working rotating shifts around the clock, because the circadian lights prevented disruption of the workers' circadian rhythms. Next, there was a 50% reduction in excessive sleepiness, which was measured on the Epworth scale, a well established measure of daytime sleepiness. Next, 100% increase in alertness at 5 a.m. was measured. This is the hardest time to stay awake on night shifts and a time when errors and accidents caused by inattention reach their peak. So, this was a very key important finding. The next finding, which is of another important discussion, is a 45% reduction in the average number of snacks eaten during night shifts, because this can lead to weight gain, which is prevented by the circadian lighting system. There was a 20% reduction in gastrointestinal disorders in people working shifts around the clock because of reduced circadian disruption when the low blue light is used at night. And Furthermore, a 67% reduction in operator errors were noticed in people working in safety sensitivity control room operations because low blue light was used again. And lastly, a 43% a percent reduction in the use of over-the-counter pain medications was also noted because of these circadian lighting systems. So this is a very impactful study which was conducted in 2020. So, given the background of the study that I've just described, of course, it's important to understand how circadian based lighting and mental health disorders are related at all, right? Because um, we need to understand that everything that happens in our external environment, of course, does impact the way we feel, the way we are functioning, and overall our mental health as well. So, circadian based lighting, that is aligning artificial light with our natural biological rhythms, shows promise in managing a lot of mental health disorders. For example, it alleviates depressive symptoms by regulating sleep patterns and mood throughout. Um, these lighting interventions. The second is it reduces anxiety as well for a lot of people because this timed exposure to natural and blue enriched lighting can promote relaxation and improve sleep quality. Third, bipolar disorder is also one of the mental health disorders that is usually associated with circadian based lighting interventions because it can stabilize mood and reduce frequency or severity of mood episodes. The next one would be seasonal affective disorder, SAD. In a lot of areas such as the UK, the NHS actually does provide light therapy, which is a circadian based lighting intervention, which effectively reduces depressive symptoms during seasons with reduced natural light exposure. And it also helps a lot with sleep disorders, obviously, because circadian aligned lighting has been linked to a reduction in the risk of circadian rhythm disorders, such as insomnia. So, to conclude, what we like to say is that we don't have to kind of give up on electric light, just get healthier in its usage. Because we have noticed that blue rich LED lights are harmful at night because they disrupt circadian clocks in our health. And circadian lights that precisely control this dosage of blue light during day and night can be used to our best so that these evidence based circadian lighting improves our sleep, alertness, performance, and reduces a lot of health risks as well. So that's it from us. I think we'll now move to the Q&A part of this research presentation. So I would like to ask all of you, what have you understood from what is circadian based lighting? A, lighting that changes color based on mood. B, lighting that aligns with natural biological rhythms. C, lighting that focuses on energy efficiency. And D, lighting that only operates during specific times of the day. Right. Thank you so much, everybody. It's B. All of you are correct. The next question that I have is which color of wavelength is important to manage? A, yellow, B, red, C, blue, and D, green. Right. It's C. Thank you, everybody, for responding. And lastly, what is the primary goal of circadian based lighting in managing mental health disorders? A, to regulate sleep patterns and mood. B, to increase energy efficiency. C, to enhance aesthetic appeal. Or D, to reduce lighting costs. Right. It's A. Thank you so much, everybody. That's it from Shivani and us. We are ready for feedback.
Thank you, team, for an informative presentation on the topic. Although it was very comprehensive, still, if anyone have any question regarding the topic, you may ask now.
I have a quick question. So, what is the finally the light bulbs that you recommend in a house?
Sir, the current LED systems that are the most used, it's important to change them to ones which emit low blue light during the night. So, blue light is essentially not a problem. It's just that it needs to be regulated of how much of that is emitted during the day and at night, basically.
Okay, great. Just as a thing, outside of this thing, can you guys either one of you go to Amazon or some other site and find out which of these bulbs is recommended, right? because currently in our house we were using first we were using white LED bulbs. Then somebody told us that white LED bulbs aren't healthy. We should be using yellow LED bulbs. So we switched the entire house to yellow LED bulbs. But now I want to know which is the brand that is offering LED bulbs that emit low blue light. Okay, so just do that research and please share that link or name or brand with me. Thank you. Back to you, Ramada.